Hey, what's up, everyone? Maury Croson here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the best combine performances from this weekend in the 40-yard dash. Going to be looking at some of the things that they do really well and some of the things that you can implement into your own sprinting to make it so you can get some great results within your 40-yard dash. As you know, I'm always doing different breakdowns on top athletes and seeing how you are able to improve your sprinting mechanics. I think the 40 is a great test for a lot of athletes to be able to help them get recruited, and we'll go ahead and hop right into what are some of the main things that we're looking to see. I really like we see this with a lot of guys where they get set up with both hands down. I think it's something to be able to consider here. So you can see both hands down, lifting up with one hand, and then just driving through from there. If you're going to end up getting your hips really high, like we can see here, then you really got to make sure that we're dropping into that front knee to make it so then you're getting a good solid push off as we're getting into acceleration and making sure that we're able to generate a good amount of forward push on each one of these steps. And we can see here, this guy didn't run as good of a 40, but we're seeing a lot more height in the foot a lot earlier. I also don't like the hand being so high. So we'll kind of give a comparison of some of the things that you want to do that are good and again, not good. Really good job with that initial push off, getting that front knee to drop down to make it so that he's getting very forward, lands on the front part of the foot, picks up a lot of distance per step there to make it so he's able to run a great time. I know we see a lot of guys that have similar timing here. This is hips a little bit lower, but you can see this hand is by the hip, really bending into that back knee a good amount, and then pushes out really well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps, 5 yards is something that we're always talking about. 5, 7, 7 steps past 10. 11, 12, 12's past 20. 1, 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and a half, 4, 3, 6. Right. And that's really what we say is like we should be at about 20 and a half steps in order to be able to run a good time. So we see a lot of guys that end up doing this where they're high with the hips, drop into that front knee very well to then push out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 steps past 10. We'll see this one. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And he is actually at 7 steps really far past, but you can see he's really crossing over a good amount. So we can see at the beginning, he starts right in the middle, and within 7 steps, he ends up being pretty far over the line. So he's just really crossing over with his legs a good amount as he's accelerating. That's why we're not seeing as good of a time. Just really long. We can see a great job being able to get good extension in the foot. Notice as he gets all the way through, he's getting his foot all the way back, toe all the way back, and maintaining good height out of each one of those strides. Make it so he's picking up good distance per step, which I think ends up being really important when you are accelerating. Just make sure we get consistently good distance per step. This is Harrison again. 1, 2. And see how he lands. I think it's really important that as we get that first step, we got to get that step down as quickly as possible. You don't want to be lifting a lot within your feet. You want to be able to get a good amount of height within the hips, but still be able to keep your feet pretty low to the ground. I know it's a difficult thing to be able to achieve for a lot of people, but it's what you have to be able to do in order to run really good times. Running backs, pretty high with the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good distance. Landing a little bit further back in his foot, a little bit more on the heel, but he's good at being able to transition right away to be able to push off. And just does a really good job of getting his hips all the way up and through and getting good range in the arms. 4, 3, 8. Good bend into that front knee. Good push off. I like where that front or that offhand is, the position of that offhand. Coming straight through. 1, 3, 4, 7. A little bit short with the 7th step. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't love where he's landing. 13, 14, 15, 17. Picking up good distance though. 18, 19, 20, 21. End up being a little bit short there. Landing a lot more on the heels. Still ran 4.39 though. So a lot of good things, obviously. Now we have some of the receivers here. Really far back with that back foot. Ends up lifting a good amount here, but is able to control that hip height really well. Transitions to top speed well, 4.34. Really far back. We see a lot of people with getting that back foot back a good amount, which I think ends up being really important as well, is getting that back foot back so then you could really push off of that back foot, drive right through with the knee, and then make sure that we're getting good hip height and getting those hips through to make it so you can get into your top speed. Maybe lacking extension a little bit there, but a lot of good things in the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not great there as he gets into his acceleration. Still ran a really good time, 4.30. Very long on this one. Offhand is a little bit high. I like the feet coming down through quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good position there. So we're just getting too high too early. And then also, again, crossing over on the steps here. All right, this is making it so we're not running as fast on the 4.7. Okay, and he's also getting the feet really high back behind him, kind of weaken the hip flexors there. But the biggest issue is just crossing over, landing a little bit too much on the heels, right? You can't be landing on the heels consistently. You want to be landing more towards the front part of the foot. Make it so then you're going to be able to run better time. And it just ends up being, so many of these guys just do the same thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good hip height there. Good knee height. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 yards past 4 steps. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right? 20 and a half. Under 21. Okay? Another 4.39. So it just shows in order for you to be able to run a great time, we need 20 and a half steps, right? We need 4 steps, 5 yards. We need really past 10 yards in 7. And we need 20 yards in 12. Right. If you want to get a little bit more work, I know there's a lot of combines going on right now or about to start going on right now. So if you want to get more work, that's the reason I'm doing this, is just to give more information about our Faster 40 program. We do have a program to help you out in being able to achieve some of these things, what you can work on, give you some exercises, give you some big focus areas that you need to improve on to make it so then we can develop the speed, and just look very specifically into how much time you're spending on the ground, how much time you're spending off the ground, how to really maximize your sprinting in general to get very specific and make it so you're able to improve the 40. So hopefully you like the information. If you do, you can click the thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel. Questions, comments, leave those down below. As always, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.